I felt like we needed to pick a side on that one. And I'm gonna be real, I could pick a side, but I still listen to Drake because I like Driving in Color. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. As you guys can see by the title of this video, we are going to be talking about some trending topics with in regards to the one and only Blueface Baby. Okay. Now, if you guys don't know who Blueface Baby is, Blueface is a rapper who came out with his number one hit song called Tatiana. Him and Cardi B featured the song, and the song went up. The song went up. He is also known as the famous rapper or the reality show star Krishan Rock's ex-boyfriend and baby daddy, I believe. I think that's his baby. Anyway, and also too, he is currently right now facing a prison sentence. Now, the reason why we're going to be doing a trending topic about Blueface here is, as you guys can tell by the title, there is a prison agenda that is set out in the music industry. Now, when I saw this interview that he did, I wanted to watch with you guys. I saw this interview that he did while he was in prison. And he did mention, so to speak, like basically, guys, this is like the highlight of our day. Prison is not somewhere you want to be, blah, blah, blah. But I just want to let some of you guys know, you young ones, that's watching and think that going to prison is cool, or think that putting yourself in a situation to be in prison is cool. Let me tell you something, it's not the place you want to be. It's not the place that you want to be. Prison is a very dangerous place, and it ruins families. And if you get in, and if you go to prison and you get out, a lot of times it's hard for you to stay out of prison. They try to make it hard for you. By the time you get out of prison, you probably have like parole or a probation officer, and all it takes is one little thing to get you back in there, hanging around the wrong person, or being pulled over at the right time at the wrong time, or not being able to find a job in time. Things like that, depending on what the situation is with your parole or your probation. So prison is a very hard thing to survive, both when you get in and when you get out. So I just wanted to let you guys know that I believe that Blueface situation, I feel like the music industry is probably highlighting this um, as a prison agenda that's in the industry, and I'll explain in just a moment. But yes, guys, y'all be careful with that, okay? I'm gonna show you guys some clips that Blueface was recently interviewed. But I want to give, before we get into that, I want to give you guys some of the timeline events that took place. So Blueface was sentenced to 4 years in prison in August 2024 for a battery that took place in 2021 and a probation violation. Now, this followed an incident that took place in 2023, and an incident that he received the situation leading to his arrest. So again, he's been sentenced to prison for 4 years. Okay. Now I know a lot of people probably like, it ain't that bad. Some people probably say that. I don't know who would, but that's years away from his family, his mother, his father. If he got one, I'm pretty sure he does. I'm not too sure. And then his children. See, Blueface's children, they are all at the years that is very important for you to bond with and grow with. Those are the most important years of your kids. If you are a parent, then but for you, any of you guys that have kids, if you're thinking about crashing out, don't, especially if your kids are before the age of 10 years old, because the age of 10 years old and under are the most important years you want to be with your kids. And Blueface at this point, he's going to be missing out on half of that, if not a little bit more than that, because of his career as well. So I want you guys to take this very serious, that yes, he is in prison, and yes, he's making it seem like it's easy peasy lemon squeezy, but I promise you that is not one way, nothing that any loving parent, not any loving father, not any loving individual will want to experience. And yeah, he probably had to do what he had to do in the heat of the moment. He probably had to defend himself, whatever the case may be. But I promise you, it's not worth being separated from your family for 4 years or any year. A lot of things taking place around Blueface when he was out, okay, involving our rapper, the Blueface Bust Down Tatiana rapper, okay? So there was multiple arrests that took place felony convictions. It's a whole bunch of drama between his public relationship with Krishan Rock, alleged online harassment, defamation of lawsuits, and he's currently serving that 4-year sentence right now. So, Blueface, he has been doing a lot of things publicly, promoting negative, probably not purposely promoting it, but as a rapper and as a person that's famous, these young kids, they look at their celebrities. You know, I got some videos about Krishan Rock that her little fans or her haters, they come in there, they be very passionate in the comments, okay? And listen, these kids, when they have, not even kids, sometimes adults, these people look at these celebrities and then they want to mimic that behavior, or they think that these people are really cool people. You get what I'm saying? So y'all need to be careful with who y'all be, thinking is cool and this and that, because Krishan Rock and Blueface, they both have faced some jail time. But in this case, he's just doing his 4-year bid or whatever the case may be. Now, there was an incident that took place in Las Vegas. It was a Las Vegas pew pew that took place. Okay, they was out there with the shooting in 2022. Okay. Now, Blueface pled guilty to a shooting that occurred outside the Las Vegas strip club in 2022. Okay. So again, all of this violent behavior and being put out on Front Street, being put out in the public, is given is very much so that the media, the music industry is trying to make this public, in my opinion, because a lot of times when we go through these kind of things, why is it so public that he's, looked at as this gangbanger, violent rapper who's shooting up clubs and things like that? You get what I'm saying? I'm letting you guys know that there is an agenda attached to this, and I'm going to show you guys some of what the OGs had to say about this back in the day. There's also a situation that took place between 2021 and 2024, where in 2024, Blueface, he received a 4-year prison sentence, which we already know about that, about his assault that took place in 2021. Basically, what had happened was there was a club bouncer in California, and he was accused of attacking this bouncer after being denied entry into the club. And his manager stated that he had a separate incident that involved, paraphernalia. That resulted in the judge revoking his probation, and and basically saying, you got too much going on, go ahead, do your time, because he had all that stuff going on, but then he also had previous arrests as well that made the judge feel like, okay, well, you got this going on, that going on. Before all of these incidents that took place, Blueface had a lot of run-ins with the law, including 2018 with his arrest with a car shooting, in 2019 for a gun felony. So this is given very much so. Blueface is outside with he got this whole thing about this whole gangbanger, violent, boys in the hood kind of like vibe. You get what I'm saying? And he is from LA, I believe so. So it's giving the music industry is putting out his little tea, making it seem like his boys in the hood mentality, his boys in the hood, character. They're putting it out there, and these people that look at Blueface as their celebrity idol, whatever the case may be, their goat, okay, so to speak, they don't be like, oh shoot, well, I need to go, I'm gonna be cool like Blueface, you know what I mean? And just I'm telling you guys, this is an agenda, and this boy probably only be giving all that. He got all these tattoos all in his face, and it's given he don't even look the same anymore. But in all reality, when you go to prison, you do get buffed up because of the kind of food that you eat and the kind of things that you're doing on a regular basis. If you're doing certain workouts, you'll get pretty buffed up. So he don't really look the same anymore. But I'm gonna show you guys a quick little clip of Blueface while on the yard and what he has to say about his experience, and then I'll give you guys my commentary on the interview, because I haven't watched the whole thing. I wanted to come and share with you guys, but it's given very much so. It's an agenda. It's an agenda. Okay.
Hey, it's Blueface, top of the yard gang, and all that. Shout out to y'all. coming out hooping with us, man. Showing love to the yard, man. We out here. We outside. We at Lancaster State Prison, level 3 to be exact. Not a 50-50 yard, none of that. It's full GP, 100%. It's a lot of misery out here, so when y'all come out, y'all give us something to, feel free a little bit. I don't feel like I'm in the pen right now. I feel like I'm at the park or something.
So how you been coping? How you been holding up?
Hey, man, I'm in here. I'm short time and just passing through, so I'm here for the experience, man. I ain't up, I ain't down. I'm just in the middle, trying to get through it.
Have you learned anything since you've been here? Anything you could take home or,
Hell yeah, I learned a lot. I learned, patience, virtue, paying attention, let things play out before you throw yourself in the middle of it. So patience is the key, though. Got a lot of patience in here, man.
What's the first thing you're going to do when you touch down?
Oh, man, first thing I'm going to do when I touch down, man, I'm going to see my family, see my kids, get back to the work, get back to the music, and try to come back here, man. Hopefully I come back here with y'all one of these times, man,
Absolutely.
And let them know you can go from here to there,
Absolutely,
That's really
man.
what it's all about. I should go far. It go farther than, just y'all coming here today and leaving tomorrow or next year, whenever y'all come. This shit lasts forever, Some of these guys ain't gonna never get out of here. So days like this, man, shit keep them going. That shit go for a year. It lasts a day for y'all, but it's gonna last years for us.
Absolutely.
It's been the best day since I've been here.
Oh, that's love, man, for real.
Hell yeah, I appreciate y'all, man.
Any message to the youth out there?
Oh man, don't come here, bro. It's boring, it's lame, it's not cool. We're not promoting it. Stay in school, man. And stay in school. Really appreciate y'all,
Thank you
bro.
so much, man.
Love, bro.
Much love.
Hanging in.
So y'all comment down below and you guys tell me what y'all think about this interview, and do you guys think that it's kind of giving promoting prison? I mean, it could be me. I could be stretching. Sorry, guys. I could be stretching. I could be, being dramatic, but I do feel like it's giving like he kind of promoting prison in a sense. Now, there is an actual industry agenda for rappers to promote prison. Now, when Blueface was being interviewed in this, he said a couple of things that I wanted to point out. Number one, when they said, well, what is the first thing that you're going to do when you get out of here? Well, first of all, before they asked that question, they was just like, so what is it given with this experience? He was like, I'm just here for the experience. Let that sink in, because nobody that go to prison be there for the experience. Trust and believe. Okay. Then he said, I'm just right, going to ride. Also, he said that, they said, well, what's the first thing you're going to do when you get out of here? He said, well, I'm about to go be with my family and get back to the music. He made sure that he mentioned that music. He was like, I got to get back to the music. Now, granted, that is his career. Obviously, he got to get back to his primary form of income. So I was like, okay. Then he's like, what do you got to say to the youth? He was like, don't come here, guys. It's boring. You don't want to be here. It's lame. It's this, that. He made sure that he kind of made it seem like it was kind of simple, Let me tell y'all something. Now, Lancaster State Prison is it's probably not the worst prison to be in, but I can guarantee you, sorry guys, I can guarantee you don't want to be in nobody's prison. And then he said that he's in a level 3. So a level 3 in prison typically denotes a medium security inmate who possesses a moderate risk of violence or escape, requiring regular supervision, but with more freedoms than the high security inmates. So Blueface experience compared to other people, it might not be as intense as other individuals. Say, for example, if you're in a situation and you are not on that level, then you might be in a more high security, higher risk experience. For example, I think not Blueface, all these rappers, gosh darn it, Young Thug, talk about some, if I gotta go to prison the rest of my life, then whoop de do. Excuse me. Anyway, he said that he was in solitary confinement for 21 hours a day. That's not a life to live when you are in a box. Because I think the cells are like 8x10s or something like that. I don't know. But please, guys, don't be looking at this interview or looking at the Blueface or any of these rappers thinking that it's given, oh, I'm just here for the experience. It's a level 3. It's not going to, we're going to have a little bit more freedom. This and that. He has his little gold chain on. He got all his little tattoos. And he's just living his life, letting time fly by. And he's just chilling. But really, in all reality, that man is in there, probably can't wait to get out. Number one. Number two, the people that's behind him and stuff, they probably chill people. They probably in there for regular, regular, probably like minor crimes. I don't know how to put it, but they probably not as violent as other inmates. But there was other clips that came out about Blueface while he was in prison, where it sounds dangerous to me. He was like, y'all don't want to be in here. Somebody try to, somebody almost unalive somebody else and all kind of stuff. Y'all don't want to be in prison enjoying the ride. So don't let him water it down for y'all. Trust and believe. Prison is a very place that you do not want to be at, because anything can go wrong. People are unaliving people in there all the time. There's guards that are harassing the inmates or doing inappropriate things with inmates for whatever reasons. It's a lot of stuff that goes wrong in prison that they sweep under the rug, that they can't talk about. Also, too, because he in front of people and stuff like that, because he probably don't want to be deemed as a snitch, he probably is going to just be saying, oh, yeah, no, it's chill. I'm just here just exploring the, I'm just, it is what it is, whoop-de-doo. He like, whoop-de-doo. No, bro, I'm telling you right now, don't fall for that. Don't fall for that. You don't want to ever put yourself in a situation where you in prison and separated from your kids for I don't care how long, separated from your family for you eating that nasty food all day, every day. All you can eat is noodles because you can't eat the regular. That stuff is nasty and gross.
Good for Blueface. Blueface has been locked up behind bars since January 2024 for violating his probation in California for an assault case. And adjusting to prison life isn't sounding too easy for him. Audio surfaced of a fellow inmate who allegedly shares a cell with him and is talking crazy. Listen to what he said Blueface is doing.
With him for like 8 months. He just went to prison last week on Thursday. He was over here all stressed, crying on the phone and all that weird for all that schoolyard now to pump him up. Like, hey, bro, you can't be letting get at you like that on the tear, like the getting at you sideways. Like, you better know what I'm saying. You better stand up for your rep. You feel me? You crazy. So you better bang your set. You feel me? So he was all stressed out. Like, you feel me? Homeboy wouldn't come out for showers. Like, I don't know. He was just like on some like dirtbag. He like shaved his head and then he went to prison and like he had a bunch of pimples on his face and like crust. I'm like, damn, bro, wash your face in the morning, gang. Like, come on, like, you the time. Don't let the time do you.
Man, well, it sounds like he not having a good time in there. He not washing his face. He said other people from schoolyard is telling him like, hey, bro, you got to represent the gang the right way, but you not. But just because he getting pimples on his face doesn't mean that he's like dirty or anything, because people don't understand jail water is very harsh on your skin. And when you sit in jail, you come out with some type of pimples or acne or something. 1 from the water, 2 from the sheets and the blankets. And 3, because the air that's circulating in the jail isn't clean air. And 4, you barely go outside to get fresh air anyway. And the food that you eat is horrible. So there's a whole bunch of things that can happen that you get pimples. But his mom wasn't too happy when she saw and heard what they were saying. So she responded right here. His mom said he suffered from acne since high school. He uses very good products and has to wash his sheets, wash regularly with gentle soaps. I'm sure his environment is causing his skin issues, and anyone who goes to jail is not happy to be there, especially away from their children. Thanks for the prayers and not the lies and gossips. So she's debunking everything that this inmate is saying. His mom is still very supportive in his life. The other day was his birthday, and she had to wish him a happy birthday.
All right, I want everybody to help me sing happy birthday to my baby, my youngest child, my most hard-headedest, know-it-all ass son, Blueface. Son, I remember when I was 28 and I thought I knew it all. And then when I found out I didn't, I blamed it on my parents. And I know what you're going through. It ain't easy. But you still got to be a man, son, and you still got to make the decision. So happy 28th birthday. Praise God that you still have the opportunity like I had at 28 to not think you know it all. But here we go. We go. Because I can sing. We going to sing. Happy birthday to Blue. Happy birthday. All right, I want everybody. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Mama love you, baby. Happy birthday. Many more to come. Don't worry. You're going to get to celebrate. When this shit can do what it do.
Mom is still supportive of him. And his mom saying, don't believe the lies about him being dirty and not doing no crazy stuff in jail.
Blueface got new face tattoos in prison. Blueface got.
Yeah, it looks like he's in good spirits, man. It doesn't look like he's all messed up like everybody's saying he is. Yeah.
I can put a bad bitch in a good position. Bitch wanna be my bitch. You gotta audition. Here go 100 yes in the pants for another mission. Get on the phone, call that nigga, act like you really miss him. Tell him to pull up then duck, bitch, so we don't hit you. We all got poles in the wheel like we going fishing. Let me take you on your first mission. Ooh.
If this world.
This is when he called Christian Rock and told her that he got a new face tattoo with her name on the side. She loved it. Yeah, man, that boy in good spirits. He ain't tripping about nothing.
Get up to.
So what do y'all think? Y'all comment down below. Do y'all think that he had this like bad experience where he, you know, because the homeboy was like making it seem like he was like, yeah, man, like I had to tell him, you know, wake up, snap out of it. You know what I'm saying? You in here now. You making the schoolyard Crips look kind of soft, man. You need to, you know, get back to your hood ways or whatever. And the mom, she kind of shut down the rumors like, oh, well, the reason why he's looking a little bad is because he has like skin problems and like he's used to having like clean sheets and stuff. And you guys, you know, it's just rumors and stuff. Like, no, he was up in there. He was down bad. He was crying. He was feeling some type of way. He wasn't showering. He wasn't eating because he was very sad about the fact that he had to be separated from his family and his career. Because Blueface has a number of things he does besides just rap. He's a boxer as well. He has other things that he's into, reality show co-host and co-star and CEO of X, Y, and Z. So that was a very dramatic change for him. So I believe that what the other inmate was saying was probably true. Maybe not as intense as he was making it seem. Who knows? But I do believe that experience, that sounds like a more realistic reaction to somebody that came from one life, like Blueface's life, which is riches and fame, to boom, down bad in prison. Okay, so y'all comment down below and you guys tell me, what do you think? Do you think that he just there for the experience? Or do you think that when he got up in there, he was down bad? He should have said that on when it came to, what do you got to tell the kids? Y'all don't come up in here. Y'all gonna be down bad. Y'all ain't gonna want to shower. Y'all ain't gonna want to eat. You ain't gonna want to do none of that. He should have said that. Because there's people who look up to him who are like, oh, I want to be cool like him. You know, like Young Thug, whoop-de-doo. And just go out and just pew a club or beat up a bouncer or abuse their girlfriend on national TV and think that it's okay and think that it's cool, and then go into prison and think that life is cool, and that ain't nothing but demonic energy. And it's also because there is a prison agenda. Now, the prison agenda, I know y'all talking about, what's she talking about? The prison agenda is for the elite billionaire millionaires who put a lot of money into these prisons, that get a lot of money from getting people to be in prison. Having the seats filled in that prison gets these people a lot of bread and butter. So the music industry, they are strategically trying to get rappers to promote certain music, certain things that they do, that they exploit the bad behavior of these rappers for their viewers to want to mimic that behavior or adopt that kind of behavior, so that way they can end up in prison too. It's a whole agenda. Okay. And it's all about the money and the coin. Okay. So y'all comment down below and y'all tell me what y'all think. But honestly, I believe that Blueface was down bad at one point, and he should have just kept it real. Also, too, sidebar, I don't know how I feel about the face tattoos. I feel like the face tattoos are very dramatic. Is it me? Like, I was okay with some of them. I was like, okay, it's giving rapper, but some of them is just like, ooh. And then he got Christian Rock tatted all over his face, and now she outside with a new man. It's just like, ooh, so ghetto. But I just felt like Jonathan is very, very attractive, and I feel like, what if he gets older and decides, man, that was a bad idea? I don't know. But y'all comment down below, how do you guys feel about the face tattoos? I think some face tattoos are kind of cute. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I like a cute little, you know. But I gotta stay away from them anyway, because the Lord delivered me, etc. Okay, but also too, I want to show you guys what I mean about
money. You go high enough, you start to see, okay, this is an industry. Okay, let's take rap music.
Let's take it.
Same people who own the labels own the prisons. So
literally the same people?
Literally the same people who own the labels own private prisons. So, it seems really kind of suspicious, if you want to say that word, that, the records that come out are really geared to push people towards that prison industry.
But they didn't make you write those lyrics.
It's not about making somebody write the lyrics. It's about being there as guardrails to make sure certain songs make it through and certain songs don't. Certain flavors are exposed on the record. Some records are made by committee. Meaning record company guys sit around and tell the artists, this is hot, say that, do this. We're gonna have this guy write the lyrics. We're gonna have that. So the narrative is really kind of, structured and really made into what the record company want the record to be, and what a lot of artists are frustrated with this kind of music making. A lot of people, feel like they're being controlled by the label. This is how they do it. telling you what songs to sing, what hooks to do, what songs, you can do your song. That's fine. That's an album cut. But the single is what we all say is the single. So you have, the record company pushing the narrative, so this to me is in somewhat, some social engineering going on here to make sure those prisons stay full. Now, there's a lot of dots to connect to make that happen. But I'm just giving you a broad example of how people at the top can manipulate what's going on with the people who are bickering and fighting. I just gave you a music example, but there's examples of race.
Can I cross-examine this theory?
Of course you can cross-examine, of course. Of
No,
course.
I know, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Okay, so if your theory is that the prison industrial complex, and I agree, that's an abomination. We'll start off with there. Prison I've done editorials on this on my show. Prison is one of those things that should not be in private hands.
Yes.
Along with healthcare, a few other things that are like, the good part of socialism. They should not be run by people for profit. I agree with that.
Yes.
I did not know about this connection to the music industry, that it's the exact same people. If by that you mean that the people who run the record companies may have stock in.
So y'all comment down below and you tell me what you think. And if you guys want to watch the full video or the full interview, that's going to be Ice Cube Exposes the Prison Industrial Complex. So again, like I said, y'all go watch that video and y'all go get into it. But like I said, there is an agenda. The really rich, the people that own the music industry, the people that own the labels are the same people that own these prisons. And so there's an agenda behind it. So people like Blueface, people like Young Thug, who was it? What was his name? 6ix9ine, those kind of artists. I'm not saying that all of them are purposely or strategically designed to be put into these courtrooms, into these courthouses. I think even there was a situation with I can't think of what's name. My brain is, I'm having brain fog right now. But these artists there has been artists that came out and said that they was at the meeting and this happened. Okay, hold on, let me see. Because there's a rapper who came out, and I also put this, here it is. I think it's right here. There's a rapper that came out who he was at the meeting with them talking about this agenda. And he came right on out and said it. Now you guys can question this. Y'all can say that this is conspiracy, but you have to understand, like Ice Cube, he's a big time OG rapper. He broke a lot of rules when it came to the industry and what he can and cannot say, etc. And I trust his word on some of the things that he says about the industry 100%. But I want y'all to see this clip right here. Hold on.
My industry colleague who had first opened the meeting took the floor again and answered our questions. He told us that since our employees had become silent investors in this prison business, it was now in their interest to make sure that these prisons remain filled. Our job would be to help make this happen by making music which promote criminal behavior, rap being the music of choice. He assured us that this would be a great situation for us because rap music was becoming an increasingly profitable market for our companies, and as employees, we also be able to buy stocks in these prisons. Immediately, silence came over the room. You could have heard a pin drop. I remember looking around to make sure I wasn't dreaming and saw half of the people with dropped jaws. My daze was interrupted when someone shouted, "Is this a fucking joke?" At this point, things became chaotic.
Right.
Two of the men who were part of the unfamiliar group grabbed the man who shouted and attempted to remove him from the house. A few of us, myself included, tried to intervene. One of them pulled out a gun put out a gun, and we all backed off. They separated us from the crowd, and all four.
So as you can see, and I encourage you guys to go watch these interviews. But as you can see, that's Crazy Bone. He's also an OG rapper, old school rapper. As you can see, there's meetings that take place. Okay. And these rappers, they come into the meeting, they're with the really, really, really rich people, and they're like, man, I'm so happy to be here. I can't believe I'm with all these rich folks. I'm And they say, hey, we'll let you know, by the way, we have this agenda, and this is what we want y'all to do, and this is how we want to do it. And when we do that, that's going to be able. And they like some of the rappers, they get real passionate about it. Like, are you crazy? You get what I'm saying? I'm not going to purposely try to put my people in prison. You get what I'm saying? I got into this game to get my people out of poverty and get my people out of those situations that lead to prison. You wouldn't tell me you want me to, this is what y'all on. And then some of them be like, bet, because they be worried about that money. Some of them be like, cool, I don't care. Shoot. They grown and do what they want. You know what I'm saying? Some people's morals are different than other individuals' morals because of the simple fact of that bread and that butter. They be wanting that money. They be wanting that riches and that fame more than they care about what their family got at home or more than the people. You get what I'm saying? So y'all comment down below and y'all tell me what y'all think. But again, when I saw this video of surfacing the internet, what Blueface talk about, he just here for the experience. Now let's talk about the experience, how it really was when you first got up in there, and how you weren't showering, and how you were down bad about being separated from your kids and your family, and how it affected you, and what the agenda is. Keep it real. Okay. But in all reality, y'all, we want to pray for him as well. We want to make sure that Blueface is in well health, because you know, the eyes never lie, number one, and he had them shades on, you know, and you're not able to really see what he really meant by that. But I know that anybody in their right mind, I'm related to individuals. I have so many different family members who've been to prison. One of my favorite aunts, she's one of the worst female inmates. She got her own show where she was in prison, and I feel like prison changes you in a very dramatic, demonic way, and it turns you into an animal if you allow it to. So we want to have Jonathan in our prayers, and Father God, we pray that you guide him, and you guide him with your Holy Spirit and deliver him from that situation. I want to show you guys a verse to leave him. Okay. And that's going to be Hebrews 13, verse 3. I already highlighted it for you. And it says here, continue to remember those in prison as if you were together with them in prison, and those who are mistreated as if you yourselves were suffering. Because we want to make sure that we remember those who are in chains and bondage. Because some people have to do things to get in there in a way where it's not wrapped around an agenda. It's not wrapped around anything. Some people are put in very compromising situations, and they do what they feel they had to do. Some people are wrongfully incarcerated. It's a number of things. So you always want to pray for those being in prison, because you want God to be able to reach them while they're where they're at. Okay. We also going to be heading into Isaiah 61, verse 1. The Spirit of the Lord is on me, because the Lord has anointed me to proclaim good news to the poor. He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim freedom for the captives, and release darkness for the prisoners. Okay. So again, this particular verse, guys, is a prophecy fulfilled by Jesus speaking to the imprisoned. So Jesus, he comes and he basically kind of sets the record straight on how to handle those that are in prison, how to handle those situations when those topics come up. And so I really want to encourage you guys to not forget about those who are in prison. And then also, when we are remembering those who are in prison, whether it's a celebrity or not, let's not try to make it seem like it's just an easy journey. Let's not make it seem like it's just peaches and cream, like it's just an experience, because it's not an experience, guys. It is something that these individuals have to live with for the rest of their lives. This is a life-changing experience that happens to them mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. Most importantly, when being separated from your loved ones and being constitutional. What's the word I was trying to say? Constitutionalized? Y'all, my brain breaking. Anyway, yeah, constitutionalized, right? Yeah, I think. Yeah. Sorry, y'all. My brain is late. We supposed to be doing this in the daytime. Anyway, people that become constitutionalized and become used to being called a number all day, every day, and being treated like inmate instead of a human being. You are also put into a situation or circumstances. Some people who have to deal with that for months, people that have to deal with that for a year. And there, in this case, Jonathan is probably going to be having to face his 4 years. They said some people have to do it for longer than that. We want to remember them and keep them in our prayers and ask that the Holy Spirit guides them through this process, and hopefully they can get delivered, not only literally in their situation, but mentally and spiritually, that they find saving, they find peace, they find hope, and they find Jesus in this situation and circumstance. In Jesus' name we pray. Okay, and that's the end of that for this topic. And we want to shout out to Blueface, and we hope that he has a homecoming sooner than later. It's your girl, Cassie King, and I am out. Hugs and kisses, and I'll see you soon.